Hey up and welcome to a later than usual episode of The Road to Glory. Thanks for checking it out. So if I didn't mention in a previous video, I'm saving my packs for Team of the Season as it's been announced to start on April the 27th, which will probably be a day or two after this video goes up online, and not much has been in packs for the last few weeks. We did really well saving packs for Team of the Year, packing Team of the Year Kane and Bonucci, so some similar pack luck would be fantastic. I saved a lot of silver packs as I pulled a few from most consistent last year, a few Team of the Season cards, but it looks like from the voting that the most consistent will be different this year and there might not be a silver team at all, but I guess we'll have to see on Friday. You can also see I have two more foot swap cards that I got playing Foot Champions through weekly challenges. Not quite sure who I'm going to do yet, what I'm going to trade them in for. I've been considering getting either Insigne, Payet or Ibra. We'll have those foot swaps in next week's video. So last week I mentioned a new scoring technique that I was performing in Foot Champions that was working well, and here it is on screen. This example here was from one of my first, if not the first game of Foot Champions, and the first time I tried it. I don't know how well known it is, but there has been some discussion about it on Reddit, and I think a few more people have been doing it against me when I've come up against them. It took me a while to work out and to get used to because I have a custom controller set up, but the controls for this are the lob cross button, which is L1 as standard, and the finesse button at the same time. Hold both of these and then press the through ball button, which is triangle I think as default. It's triangle for me. So for me it's L1, L2 and triangle. But it's probably L1 and R1 for most of you. And what it does, as you can see, a cross that almost homes in on your striker or your player in the box, depending on how much power you put on it, which player it picks out. Obviously then your player in the box just has to finish. I'd say it's probably best to put the cross in anywhere around the edge of the 18-yard box. That seems to work best. I only saved a few examples for this video and actually got one with that Prime Pele loan card in Foot Champs that I didn't record, but this technique certainly got me a few goals in Weekend League and I'd suggest you give it a try. Maybe have a practice in squad battles first and see how effective it is for you. It seems to pick out your players in the box really well. Then it's just up to them to finish. You'll see I did have a few that were saved or missed. It's not a guaranteed goal every time. But a couple of weeks ago we talked about the L1 cross to the back post and how effective that was. So it seems crossing is back in FIFA, or at least it's an option when you're playing against some opponents. I played Foot Champions to Silver 1 to get the players pack this time. Once again I'd saved my games until Sunday, so I really didn't feel like playing on once I got to Silver 1. I think I could have at least gotten to Gold 2 with the games I had left. I think it was about 16 games left, but I'm not going to play 100 games plus a month for the monthly rewards. So just when I've had enough of Foot Champions, that's where I stop. In fact, if we go and check out the rewards, you can see here that I won 14 games out of 24 played, so that means I lost 10. And I was predicted with the 16 remaining to go on to Gold 2 if I'd have wanted to, but looking at the prizes, you see for Silver 1 you get a Jumbo Premium Gold Players Pack, which is pretty nice for not too much stress and not having to play too many games. So I was quite happy to stop there. And if we go and have a look at the monthlies, if we switch over to month, you can see with the 11 wins and the 14 wins from the first 2 weeks, that's 25 with 96 remaining. Again, predicted Gold 2, but if I'm only playing to 11 to 14 wins, then that's going to be Silver 1 for a 4-week month. And I can't really be bothered pushing on to Gold for some rubbish 81 rated inform cards, which will be worthless because Team of the Season will be here by that point. You've seen from the packs that I play squad battles just to complete the weekly objectives, or sometimes the daily objectives too. But man, that game mode is so fixed. I know FUT Champions can be that way sometimes too, but just look at this on squad battles. The ball moves away from Kane's foot just as he's about to shoot, and the defender gets absolutely nowhere near it at all. And on Legendary and Ultimate you see this sort of stuff all the time on squad battles, and it's so frustrating. The fouls as well that are committed by the AI are just ridiculous that they get away with. Half the time it feels more maddening than the weekend league. Something else was I did the SBC for the Player of the Year Sessegnon. I'm not sure if it was a mistake, but looking at his stats, they looked pretty incredible. It'll probably be cheaper when Team of the Season is released, but I had a few of the players already, and I can play him up top with Kane because he's English, or I can play him in place of Overmars for some games and get him a strong link from that Rio Ferdinand prime icon. His composure is 97, plus he's got 92 finishing and shot power. So definitely a card I really fancied trying out and thought it wasn't too much of a waste of coins. But finally for the video, I eventually sold Maldini to add some more coins into the Team of the Season pot, and as a result I also sold Milinkovic-Savic as well for chemistry reasons. Both players are really good, but I think there will be some better Team of the Seasons for the same price or cheaper that we can fit in. For now I'm going to try running regular Boateng and regular Vidal, and that should be enough, I hope, to get me the wins required. Really happy with how the team is going right now, and check the next episode for what FUT swap items we get, and I guess for the start of the Team of the Season. Cheers, bye!